Hello everyone, and thank you for watching this video. So in this video we're going to be talking about my lettuce here that I have growing. So we're going to be harvesting some of the leaves. This lettuce is 26 days old and it's getting pretty tall, so I just want to take some of these leaves off just to clean it up a little bit, only because there's so much of it. As you can see, it's very luscious. So some more information about this lettuce is, not that long ago, I didn't know this before, but my lettuce was really soft and then it started turning brown and there was rot happening in the middle. So what I ended up doing is I placed 2 fans on the unit as well as a timer so that it goes off every 30 minutes on and then it's 30 minutes off. And it just recovered beautifully from then, or since then. So like the top of the lettuce, it's really hard and I guess there's more volume to it. But towards the bottom where it first started growing, the lettuce is a little bit more softer, and that's because I wasn't using the fan. But now that I know that, I'm gonna make sure I keep the fan on all times. So here I have a bowl where I'm going to put some of my lettuce that I'm harvesting, and once I'm done harvesting the lettuce, I'll show you how much I was able to collect. So I'm going to take about 1/3 from each lettuce, give or take, maybe a little bit less. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started here. Putting the bowl here on the floor. And here are my shears. I did wash them. I got these from Amazon. I think I paid like $5 for them. They're really good. I've been using them to prune my tomatoes and my lettuce. So I'm actually going to start with the lettuce that's back here, only because it's the longest. Let me just go ahead and move the camera so I can show you. Okay, so I just had to move the camera here, but here's a better view of the lettuce. This one here is the black-seeded Simpson. So towards the bottom, the lettuce is really soft, and that's because that's where it wasn't getting any air from the fan. But then up here, it's a lot harder. But yeah, these 3 right here is the black-seeded Simpson. This one, it's the salad variety. So these right here, these 2 right here you could barely see, but that one is the gourmet blend. And I have a red one right here. I'm excited about this one. And then the 3 in the front, these are the baby romaine. So this one's doing really well, and that's only because there's a little plant, a little lettuce in here. It's a black-seeded Simpson. You could barely see it. It didn't sprout in time, so it's kind of small. And I think because that one didn't grow, this one had plenty of space to branch out. But yeah, so let's go ahead and start harvesting some of these leaves. I'm just gonna put the camera back up. I just wanted to give you a really good view of all of this lettuce here. Okay, so I got my shears again. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take each individual leaf and basically just cut out the base, and then I'll show you the leaf, what it looks like after I cut it. So yeah, so basically I just cut it at the base, and that's what it looks like. So if you look over here, like I was mentioning earlier, it's just really delicate, really soft, all the way up to about right there, which is when I started using the fan. For example, that one happened because there was too much moisture and there wasn't enough air going through to but yeah, so I'm gonna take the bad ones off too, since I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one here, which is also a black-seeded Simpson. So I'm going to start with the leaves on the out and then work my way around. I can't believe how fast this lettuce grew. It just, I think of all the plants I was growing, the lettuce is probably the funnest to watch because it literally grew like half an inch every day, or sometimes even more. Once I got to about day 15, that's when I noticed the lettuce just took off literally. It's like, I'm gonna grow now. I probably should have done this earlier. This is actually my first time ever growing lettuce. I've grown other stuff like tomatoes, and I've actually grown watermelons as well, and raspberries, strawberries, but I've never grown lettuce. I was never interested in growing lettuce until I got these Aerogardens, and now it's actually one of my favorite things to grow. And like I said earlier, and that's only because it grows so fast, and it's actually encouraging me to eat a little bit healthier too. Leaf right here. A good one. You know, I've only done 2, and I already have a really decent amount of lettuce. I'm gonna take that one too. My dog likes eating the lettuce, so I'm gonna give some to him. So this one is a black-seeded Simpson as well, but that one has 2 seedlings in it. So this is what it looks like when it has 2 seedlings. It's just really bushy. I think next time I'll probably just stick to 1 per plant. But then I do like that there's a lot of harvest, but the leaves on this one it's a lot smaller. So I think it's because they're competing more for space, and there's more brown on the leaves as well. So compared to these where I only had 1 in each, these ones have 2, but I noticed better growth when it's a single seedling. So I think it's something I'm gonna make sure going forward when I do plant my seeds. As far as lettuce goes, I'm only gonna do 1 per pod. Because just by looking at this now, it's very obvious that more than 1 was too many. If it wasn't for having 2 plants in here, I would probably leave more of these leaves. So far, on those 3 in the back, this is how much I've got. I mean, that is a lot of lettuce. So I'm gonna continue to add to it. I'm gonna start over here because this is the bushiest side. Sorry about my hands being in the way. I just don't have anybody who can help me with the camera. Alright, so the one I'm about to do now, this is the salad variety. So you don't know what you're going to get when you do the salad variety. It's either red or it's either green. I did get a red one here, but well, I'll get to that here in a minute. If anybody is thinking about growing lettuce hydroponically in an Aerogarden, I really recommend you get a fan, just because there's a huge difference. Especially if you live in an area that's already humid. See, this is where it started rotting. And then once I put the fan on them, they started recovering. So now we're gonna move to my favorite one. This is the one I've been the most excited about. It's because of the colors. Wow. I'm not gonna take too much from this one. There isn't a lot to take. But look at that color. Beautiful. Pretty much done. I'm just gonna take a few more leaves here. And here's baby romaine. Okay, I went ahead and harvested the lettuce. So this is basically what it looks like after I harvested the lettuce. I harvested more than I wanted to, only because I didn't, as I mentioned earlier, I didn't know that not having a fan makes a huge difference in the lettuce, and I had a lot of moisture problems. You can kind of see all the brown. That was from the moisture, so that's why I went ahead and took off so much. But I made sure that I left enough lettuce leaves to make sure that the plant continues. On this one, there was two of them growing here, and I didn't realize that until just now when I started harvesting. And I accidentally took more from that plant versus this one here. So we'll see what happens there. And that's what after I took off most of the red leaves, they're really, really soft. So what I like now is that I have most of the leaves soft, is these fans are going to be able to make these lettuce leaves a little bit stronger and more crunchier. And then here is my baby romaine. These two, I took a lot of it off because these two right here, this one and this one, started experiencing root or rot in the middle because of the moisture. So they were in pretty bad shape. So I just went ahead and took most of the leaves off and hope it recovers, or expect better growth from there. This one was just so pretty, but I went ahead and harvested most of the leaves, but I made sure to leave enough on there to make sure that it grows. And I think now with all this room, maybe this one right there will start taking off, because it wasn't growing because all these other lettuce leaves were taking over the light. And same with that one, it wasn't growing. So I wanted to make sure that there was enough light so that all of them can grow. But yeah, that is what my lettuce looks like after it's been harvested on day 26. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and you guys have a good rest of the day. Oh, I almost forgot to show you. This is how much lettuce I got out of that harvest, and as you can see, there's just a lot in here. So let me show you from the bottom. And I am about to make me a salad.